Good morning. In today's class, okay, I will read the chapter Gender, Religion and Caste. Okay, and I will make you understand at least one of them very clearly. Okay, after that, I'll give you question answers and I'll tell you the answers to all the questions that I'll be making myself. Okay, and besides that, I'll give you the answers understood that you need for the exam. Clear? Now, as I told in my previous lecture yesterday, I told you a lot about what is gender, what is religion, what is caste. Understood? The existence of social diversity doesn't threaten democracy. The existence of social diversity doesn't threaten democracy. Does it threaten democracy? Social diversity. What is social diversity? Social diversity, if you are asked a question like what is social diversity, understood, you must say there is unanimity between all the groups of people, understood, or living beings, understood. There should be equality among all the people living in the society. Do you get it? Not only in terms of opportunities, education, or everything should be distributed equally among all the people living in the society. Is that clear? That is, I think, can be the right definition for social division. Understood? So, existence of social diversity doesn't threaten democracy. Social diversity, what is diversity? India is a unity in diversity. You know, if you look at society, it is diverse, isn't it? Means there are many differences of caste, community, religion, gender, isn't it? Everything you see in the society is not equal. They are different from each other. Am I right or not? But irrespective of all these differences, India is a democratic country. But there are some differences, they are age old, and we have to fight them. How can you fight the differences? You can fight only if you are united to voice your views against the injustice, discrimination, gender difference, problems of caste, community, religion. These are the issues. The countries that get over these kind of differences and the problems are known as the happiest country on earth. And anybody living in that country will be the happiest man. Why? It is because he will feel happy because of the existence of equality among people in all the fields of life. Understood? And the freedom to speak, to live your life, dignity, the different walks will guarantee your success, isn't it? Will not let you feel lost and lonely, will not let you feel like a fish out of water. You will rather feel as if you are the man who has no demands. You will live like all your demands as a man, as a human being, got fulfilled. And the primary responsibility of the state is to guarantee your safety, security, your rights to different rights. Right to life, right to equality, right to freedom of expression of thoughts, right to participate, right to move about throughout the territory of India, right to go wherever you want. Is that clear? That's how you can enjoy, understood, all the rights, and the enjoyment of all the rights can make you the happiest man in the whole world. And even if you look at gender, difference, gender inequality, understood, is that a very good thing? If a child is growing up in a family and if the girl child is told you are not what? You are not as good as your brother, or you are not equal to your brother. You have no equal rights. Understood? You cannot exercise the rights equal to the wants exercised by your brother. Is that a good thing? Is it acceptable to you? No, nobody will accept it. If the person is a feminist, what is a feminist? Do you know? Person, anybody, be it male or female, whoever it is, if that person thinks that equality between boy and girl, understood, should exist. A girl should have all the rights that a boy has. Do you get it? That's how the gender difference, understood? And even the religion also divides. The differences that come out of the existence of religion should also be what? Tackled. They should also be, made to disappear. If as a man, the religion that you follow, understood, teaches you to live your life, understood, with happiness. You have no right to disturb others. If you are practicing Hinduism, does it mean that you will interfere in the religion of others practicing other religions? No. Besides, Hinduism teaches us what? Self-discipline, being good, being kind, being compassionate, understood, towards others, towards your neighbors, understood. That's how Hinduism has proved it to be, or itself to be, one of the best religions in the world. And Hinduism is practiced by a large number of people, or the majority of people in India practices what? Practice Hinduism. Naturally, as a elder brother, understood, we should have compassion for other religions. We need to see them as younger brothers. And that is only how we can bring about change in Indian society. And we can fight them without any hesitation. We can live at peace with our brothers, practicing other religions. Isn't it? Don't you want your country to be the happiest country in the world? Don't you want your country to be the, peaceful country in the world? Don't you want a peaceful coexistence? If you are lover of all these things, you need to preach for humanity. And what is humanity? Humanity is fellow feeling, love for others. Understood? Treat your guest as God. Treat your brothers with love, sympathy, care. That's how we can bring about change in the way we live, in the way our brothers and sisters practicing others' religion live. If you are good, you can make others good. But if you are bad, nobody is going to be good. What? Being bad is a disease. If you are suffering from a disease, all you will do is you will spread that disease. But if you are a cured person, you are a well-bodied, a person with a sound health, will never be a threat to those living around him. So, keep yourself free from all these problems. What are these problems? Problems of gender inequality, religion, caste. It's high time India got over these problems. Because this is an age-old thing. Long, long ago, when the Aryans came from Central Asia, they established this, what? System of caste. Casteism. And casteism led to what? Social division of labor. And social division in labor created this menace, this problem we have today. The problems that prevent one Hindu from uniting with other Hindus. This problem prevents one Hindu from seeing those Hindus belonging to the lower caste as their brothers and sisters. And this problem is also preventing them, understood, from living at peace with their neighbors. Because it happens with people practicing different religions, understood, disturbing the society in different ways. Sometimes they become fanatics. They practice their religion in such a way in which they end up hurting the intimate sentiments of others. If you don't see me as your elder brother, how do you expect me to see you as my younger brother? Isn't it? This is the reason behind the problems the country is facing. Sorry. This is not the only problem our country is facing. This is the problems with almost all the countries all over the world. What is patriarchal? Do you know? Patriarchy means rule by father. India is a male-dominated society, like other societies in the world. But thanks to Aryans, though they have some merits and demerits, but they had a society which preached matriarchal society. You know what? In those days, when they practiced, understood, Hinduism, they did not hurt their females. They gave equal rights. In those days, Madri, you have heard about them, Lopamudra. All these women had rights to participate in the assemblies. Do you know what is assembly? I have taught you about what is Jana and what is Pada. Jana means, Sabha and Samitis existed in those days. Understood? Samiti, what is Samiti? The assemblies of, understood, like Mahila Samiti. This is a committee of all the women. And what do? They fight for their rights, for the problems that the women are facing. They put an end to that problem with the help of those committees. Do you get it? These are the major issues that get solved by these committees formed by women. In those days, in the early Vedic periods, or during Vedic period, or during Vedic era or age, women enjoyed equal rights. They could go wherever they wanted. They had right to education. They had equal rights. They could participate in the assemblies. Assemblies means the assembly of those elders in which social issues were discussed. Even women could participate in those days. But in our country, there is less representation in the parliament, in the lower house of parliament, in the upper house of parliament, that is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Even in countries like England, Conservative Party gave less seats to women. House of Lords also. In the same way, United States, though participation of women in the legislature is more than that of India, but these problems, understood, didn't exist in the past, in our Vedic past. Understood? We were the happiest people on earth in those days. Understood? Now, with the passage of time, the rights of the Vedic people, understood, or the rights of the Vedic women also began to, disappear. A time came when the women began to be deprived from all the rights. Do you get me what I'm telling you? They began to be deprived of all their rights. Rights to equality, rights to education, rights to freedom of thought and expression, move about here and there. Understood? And even jobs also. Now what happened? The similar thing is being seen in our country. Not only in our country, all over the world, wherever you go. What is this? We live in a society controlled by male. That is called patriarchal society. Ruled by father. It means male dominated society. And in a male dominated society, women are told, hey you, if a girl, if my sister is going out with me, my sister is told not to do this, not to do that, don't go out of the house, you cannot go to school. Even the girls living in the rural areas of India, means villages of India, are even prohibited or prevented from going to school. Or if they have completed their class 8, if they have completed education up to class 8, after that they are told, no, only your brother have the right. You don't have rights. Whatever education you got is enough to be a housewife. Should the women be taught to bear children and be wives? Don't they exist as human beings? Don't they have desires to be IAS officers, IPS officers, doctors, engineers? Don't they have rights, equal rights? They have. And what are we doing? Is it what the society, a good society, a good human being should be taught? Is it what we should teach our children? Huh? Will it do good to the society? Will it bring a good future, bright future for the future Indian citizens, for the citizens living in different countries in the world? This is not what is called justice. We are depriving our women. What is this? Of their different rights to different professions. We have no right to do that. First, this concept should not exist. Understood? Am I right or not? This is how we can get over these problems, and I have told you at length about the problems that we face when we practice religions also. Isn't it? And caste. I have already told you. Social division of labor became caste system. But when Manu wrote Manu Sanghita, he did not have an intention like that. They came, entered India, understood. They set up what? Their civilizations on the banks of the rivers, understood. And after that, the fertile soil on the banks of the river were used by them, and they spread all over India gradually. And they didn't want a society based on caste. Actually, they wanted to divide what? Labor among people. They told a group of men to participate in the war, and they came to be called Kshatriyas. Understood? Clear? They told a certain group of people to perform pujas in the temples. They became what? Pujaris, Brahmins. They told a certain group of people to run business, and those who did business were called Vaishyas, and those who served these three sections of people became Shudras. And this we are still carrying in our blood. And this disease is spreading all over the world. This is also a menace. This is also a problem. We should fight for peaceful coexistence among all the people. Understood? Can it help us to coexist or to live at peace with our brothers practicing different religions, belonging to different caste, or with women fighting for justice, fighting for equal rights, fighting for same reservation in the both in the parliament, assemblies, panchayats? Is this how we can bring about change in the society? Is this how we can live at peace with others? We have made our women deprived section of the society. We have made particular people of the society a deprived class. Understood? and we have made some people practicing other languages or practicing other religions, understood, what, feel what, as if they are not our brothers and sisters. But I must not blame the elder brother, that is the Hindus living in India. Those who practice other religions, they also create many problems. To bring about peace among all the people living in India, what should be there? There should be understanding. Understood? Mutual understanding. There should be what? We should not go everywhere with our religion, caste in our mind. People should be taught to be brothers and sisters. Understood? To be taught how to see others practicing other religions or belonging to lower caste. Understood? How to see them, how to what? Destroy the differences existence between people, understood, from the higher class society and those living or belonging to lower caste or practicing other religions, for the peace and prosperity, for the bright future of our countries all over the world, not only our countries, for countries all over the world. This is how we can bring world peace. Right or not? So whatever I discussed in the class will be there here. And I want to do a lot of reading and see through the reading you will get to understand what is what. The existence of social diversity doesn't threaten democracy. Political expression of social differences is possible and sometimes quite desirable in a democratic system. In this chapter, we apply these ideas to the practice of democracy in India. We look at three kinds of social differences that can take the form of social divisions and inequalities. These social differences based on gender, religion, caste, in each case, we look at the nature of this division in India and how it gets expressed in politics. We also ask whether different expressions based on these differences are healthy or otherwise in a democracy. Can a democratic state, understood, be very strong with these problems inside it? With this problem existing in a democratic country, make that country very, very happy country? The gender differences, are you listening to me? Your problem is you are not listening to me. I am telling you kinds of social differences that take the form of social divisions and inequalities. Understood? These social differences based on gender, religion and caste. Can these differences based on gender, religion and caste make a country strong or a democratic country strong? No. Do you understand? So should we support this? We should not support this. So by keeping them gender, religion and caste in CBSE book, has the board done good? For the children of CBSE, Central Board, I think Central Board has done the best thing by teaching at least a large number of students reading in central schools, KVs, understood? And by teaching them these things, these are very vital things to know. Even when you prepare for IAS examinations, these are of great importance. Even if you are giving competitive exams, they are of utmost importance. Do you get it? So to learn them is to establish yourself. To learn them is to strengthen your knowledge, understood, of how a society should run and what our society should look like. Understood? Now, let's read. Let us begin with the gender division. This is a form of hierarchical social division seen everywhere. It's a hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense, it seems you have already, as if you have already kept yourself what? Higher. at a higher space, at a higher place as compared to your what? Those living as females. But do you think this is good? Because my mother is a female person. My sister. Look at the word my. It's a part of your life. Then why do you separate yourself? Understood? Why do you consider yourself lucky when you yourself are a part of your mother? Do you think the future mothers to be understood a victim to this disease called male domination? This is a disease. We should get over this disease. We should fight for equal rights for women also. Am I right or not? So let's begin with gender division. This is a form of hierarchical social division seen everywhere, but is rarely recognized in the study of politics. The gender division tends to be understood as natural and unchangeable. It's natural. It has made to be natural. It seems as if it is natural. You are suffering from superiority complex, and feeling superior is natural. You think I'm superior by birth. Understood? Gender division tends to be understood as natural and unchangeable. You cannot change it. However, it's not based on biology but on social expectation and stereotypes. On social expectation and stereotypes, this is based. What is based? This superiority complex. I am superior. The feeling of being superior to others around you, especially others, those practicing other religions. Understood? The cause for religious differences, gender differences, caste differences. Right or not? So, the divisions based on gender, caste, religion exist only because of what we carry. We are made what? To carry this in our mind. The day you stop bringing these things in your mind, these differences will vanish permanently from this face of the universe, from the face of this world. Public and private divisions, So, if you are asked a question like, if I give you a question, what is sexual division of labor? What will be the answer to this question? What is sexual division of labor? A system in which all work inside the home is either done by women of the family or organized by them through the domestic helpers. So, it is very easy. What is very easy? What is sexual division of labor? If you are asked a question like, what is sexual division of labor? You must say, a system in which all work inside the home is either done by the women of the family or organized by them through the domestic helpers. Is that clear? Now, public and private divisions. Boys and girls are brought up to believe that the main responsibility of women is housework and bringing up children. This is reflected in a sexual division of labor. I have already told you. In most families, women do all work inside the home, such as cooking, cleaning, washing clothes, tailoring, looking after children, etc. And while men do all the work outside the home. It is not that men cannot do housework. They simply think that it is for women to attend to these things. When these jobs are paid for, men are ready to take up these works. Most tailors or cooks in hotels are men. Similarly, it's not that women do not work outside their home. In villages, women fetch water, collect fuel, work in the fields. In urban areas, poor women work as domestic helper. In middle class homes, while middle class women work in offices. In fact, the majority of women do some sort of paid work in addition to domestic labor. But their work is not valued and doesn't get recognition. The result of this division of labor is that although women constitute half of the humanity, their role in public life, especially politics, is minimal. In most societies, earlier only men were allowed to participate in public affairs, vote, contest for public offices. Gradually, the gender issue was raised in politics, and women in different parts of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. There are agitation in different countries for the extension of voting rights to women. This agitation demanded enhancing the political and legal status of women and improving their educational career opportunities. More radical women's movements aimed at equality in personal and family life as well. These movements are called feminist movements. So, what you have got to know while growing up, boys are told you are superior to your sister. If you look at families, what do you see? If you look at families, what do you see? This difference, gender difference. While growing up, you yourself have seen that your parents, you might have heard your parents or some families in our country or some countries in the world, their sons might have heard their parents telling them, you are superior to your own sister in respect of blah 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 blah. Understood? In the matter of blah 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 blah. When it comes to exercising these rights, you feel free to exercise, your sisters can't. Even the women are told to do the work inside, all the work inside the home. Understood? While men do all the work outside. But with the passage of time, what we have seen in countries like India, we have seen women, especially middle class women, understood, women belonging to middle classes, they go to do certain works in addition to their family work. They do their household work, and apart from that, they do also outside work. Why? For the smooth running of their families. Am I right? Then, if the women in the urban areas have been allowed these rights, why not the women living in the rural areas? Even the women living in the rural areas are told to bring water from far off places. Understood? Look at me. They are told to bring or fetch water from far off places, fuel from the forest. If they, when it comes to collecting fuel and fetching water, you can allow your women to go to far off places, why can't you allow them to go outside to do what? Minimal work. Isn't it? Another disparity we have seen, what is it? Not only difference exists, not only in the rights that they exercise, even the women were denied equal pay. Equal pay for the same work. Even the women are also told to what? Do you know what? Women cannot work in the hotels, but they can do better than men as cooks in the hotels. But most of the men, when it comes to performing or doing the jobs of cooks in the hotels, they can do. But when it comes to cooking at home, they will not. This work is not meant for me. What does that relate to? That relates to earning money. Even if it involves cooking, understood, in the hotels, they won't hesitate to do that. Do you get it? That's how, these problems crop up in the society. And that makes the society a place for differences, a place where the differences are exercised. Do you dream of a society like that for your children? If you are a believer of what? In feminism, if you believe in equal rights for women, you will not dream of a society like that. I don't like my next generation to be born in a country where there will be differences understood based on caste, gender, and religion. And if that kind of thing understood, if you want that kind of thing to happen in your country, you start. This is the high time. Do it now. Participate. Understood? Or raise your voice against injustice done in different forms. That's how you can contribute to the society, to the all-round development of your country, to the bright future of your country. That is how your life, at least, you can call yourself, understood, a different person from the rest. Understood? You can feel, when you leave this world, you feel that I have done something, a bit for the society that I belong to. Understood? So, the question we can ask from here is, that we have just gone through is, what is feminist movement? Women in different parts of the world organized and agitated for equal rights. This agitation demanded enhancing political and legal status of women and improving their educational and career opportunities. More radical women's movements aimed at equality on personal and family life as well. These movements are called feminist movements. Is that clear? Have I been able to give you a clear idea about what is feminist movement? Very good. So, you have got your question answered. Another question I can ask, what is patriarchy? I have told you what is patriarchy. Patriarchy, literally rule by father. This concept is used to refer to a system that values men more and gives them power over women. Understood? Have you understood what is patriarchy? Good. So, I have already made it very clear to you. I have already made it very clear to you. Is that clear? Now, I want you to answer some questions that you think will be very better for you to answer. I think before I want to ask you those questions, I have to do a little reading. You just listen to what I read. Political expression of gender division and political mobilization on this question help to improve women's role in public life. We now find women working as scientists, doctors, engineers, lawyers, managers, college and university teachers, which were earlier not considered suitable for women. In some parts of the world, for example, in Scandinavian countries such as Sweden, Norway, and Finland, the participation of women in public life is very high. Where are those Scandinavian countries?